Hi everyone. Welcome, you're all very welcome to the Grad Ireland Careers event here in the RDS and to our segment with MSD. So I'm going to talk to you about the world of opportunities that you guys could have with MSD Ireland and our graduate programs. So my name is Fiona Gohier. I am working in Brinny for MSD for the last 5 years, and I'm the hiring manager for our graduate program intake in 2024. So I'll just go through the programs now, if this will click on. Okay, so just a bit about MSD. We have been in Ireland for over 50 years now. We're one of the leading healthcare companies in Ireland. We have a fantastically diverse staff. We have over 3,000 employees in Ireland, and they're spread across our 7 sites. So we've got Ballydyne in Tipperary, Brinny in Cork, Carlow and Dunboyne in County Meath, and then we've got 3 locations in Dublin as well. Just to give you an idea of the kind of turnover we're looking at, 10.2 billion in 2021. And we have $4.7 billion invested with us to date. We manufacture about half of MSD's top 20 products in Ireland, and then we export them to over 60 countries worldwide. So we're having a massive impact exporting out of Ireland. So this is a snapshot of our sites. We've got our MSD Biotech Dublin in Swords. We have Identigen, which is animal health in Blackrock, also in Dublin. We've got, also in the same area, MSD Dunboyne in County Meath. And we've got MSD Human Health in Leopardstown. Then further down the country, we've got MSD Carlow, MSD Ballydyne in Tipperary, and MSD Brinny, which is where myself and Dominyka are from, in Cork. So we have 2 graduate programs in MSD. The first that I'll talk to you about is our STEM graduate program. Dominyka is on that right now, and she'll talk to you a bit more about her experience on that after me. But I suppose the basics of the program is that the STEM is a 3-year program. There are rotations every 12 to 18 months. So you come into one department and then you move on to the department of your choice after 12 to 18 months, and then again over 3 years. You're based in a single Irish site. So during the interview, you can give a preference for the site that you'd like to be in. And then the focus of the STEM graduate program is a real in-depth knowledge of the site that you choose. So you're going to have in-depth mentoring with senior leaders. There is potential travel opportunities as part of the program, and there's really active career development with training on your core professional skills as part of this program. On the other side then, we've got our leadership development program. So it is 3 years in duration as well, with rotations every 12 months. The difference is that you rotate to multiple sites, and we have a small number of international placements available with the leadership program. With this, you'd gain a broader knowledge of the multiple sites that you'd visit, and you'd be looking a bit more focusing on further education, support for chartership, and training on core professional skills. So we would like you to come to MSD and to be part of a team that genuinely really makes a difference in people's lives. And every year, MSD Ireland employees volunteer 1,400 hours across the country. We have invested €4.1 million in support of medical education in Ireland. €5.8 million has been contributed to support a range of community programs. And we have over 505 charity projects that are supported by MSD. So if you come to work for us, you really are making a difference every day, which is, I think, one of the main reasons why all of us are here. We have a huge focus on diversity, equity and inclusion in MSD. We focus a lot on our internal work environment. It's really important. We build a diverse and inclusive work environment across our organisation, across all of our sites. We have economic inclusion in the sense that we have programs providing a fair and equitable access to economic opportunity to our underserved, underfunded and overlooked communities. And we have efforts in place to develop opportunities for underrepresented students and individuals to create, sustain and retain a workforce in STEM-related fields. So it's our outreach programs, they're really important to us as well. Some of our sustainability goals then, which are incredibly important to us in MSD, are first, by 2025, we have continued ongoing efforts to reduce our energy use through our operations. We utilise sustainable building standards. We source 100% renewable energy for purchased electricity. We're transitioning away from and reducing our fossil fuels where possible. And we're offsetting emissions that we've not eliminated. And by 2030, we are going to be engaging with our suppliers around reducing their own energy. We're promoting opportunities for our suppliers to source renewable energy, and we're going to be using existing procurement and supply chain work processes to set our expectations. And just down on the bottom right of the slide there, you can see a solar farm in Ballydyne that's almost nearing completion. So just to the left of the existing site, it's within the site boundaries. We've got over 12.5 solar panels after going in on 15 acres, and they are giving us over 7.5 million kilowatt hours of our energy, which is over 20% of our imported annual electricity usage is now being provided through this solar farm. So this is just one example of the kind of sustainability projects that we have in MSD. And then there's a lot of fun involved as well on our graduate programs. It's not all work. There's our sports and social is an excellent outlet. There's Live It, which is a health and well-being program that's accessible to all of our employees. We've got indoor soccer, tennis, golf, Pilates, CrossFit and yoga. Outdoor pursuits, tag, rugby. We have employees competing duathlons and triathlons, golf and many more. So these are really well-rounded graduate programs. I'd be delighted to see a lot of you applying for them. I'll be passing over to Dominyka now, who is one of our current graduates on our STEM program, and I'll be available after this to take any questions if you might have them. Okay, thanks for your time. There you go.
Thank you. Can I stop with you?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so can everyone hear me okay? Yeah, great. Okay. So this is me. My name is Dominyka Januleviciute. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the graduate program because I'm in my second year of the 3. So I'm about halfway through the program at this point, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of a background, what has been my experience with the program, and what roles I've been in since I started. So here's a little bit of my background. So I did an undergraduate degree in neuroscience in University College Cork. There's a picture of my graduating class in the upper frame. So I suppose during my time in UCC, I decided that I developed an interest in drug manufacture and drug discovery. So I decided that I'd do a master's in something that was kind of related to that. So I went on to do a master's in biotherapeutics in University College Dublin. So then at that point, I decided that I wanted to gain some GMP experience in industry in the pharmaceutical field. And I found out about the graduate program through LinkedIn, actually. I applied, and thankfully I was successful in my application. And I started with analytical sciences in September of 2021. So I was in analytical sciences with Fiona for my first year of the rotation. And I suppose a number of things that I would have done would have involved improving and developing my skill set. Coming in from a background where I didn't have any GMP experience, moving on to then learning technical writing, knowledge management, and project management. So improving my technical writing and then developing skills that maybe I didn't have while I was in college. So following that, I decided I wanted to have a little bit of experience in quality, which is, I suppose, one of the things that's unique about the program is I wanted to learn about quality, and that was an opportunity available to me, right? We have a choice in the rotations that we move forward to. So that's something that's, I suppose, a really great benefit with the program. You have a say in what departments you will rotate into based on, I suppose, what's available, but also what you would like to do. So then I went into Lab Ops Tech IPT, which is a quality group within the site in Cork. And I suppose my primary role would focus on deviation management, which is something that's, I suppose, across the board in the pharmaceutical industry, a very important aspect of quality. And then I've continued to promote and develop my technical support skills, and to kind of see how safety is implemented on site as well, as it's kind of foundational to everything that we do. The safety of people, that when you come to site, you should be leaving the site and going home the same way that you came. So I've been 6 months in that rotation at the moment, and I suppose one of the main things that I'd like to convey to you about that rotation is that what I've learned in this last 6 months has been building on what I did in the first year, and that way I've been able to, I suppose, further develop my skills in a rotation that I was interested in, right? But these skills aren't unique to just that department. They're not unique to MSD. They're transferable skills across the industry, right? Across the pharmaceutical industry. So it's skills that you're developing that you would be able to carry forward with you. So as Fiona said, there's an awful lot of other activities that we do on site as part of the graduate program. So I suppose I've gotten to learn about the culture of MSD as well. So that's included learning about corporate social responsibility and what that is and what that means at MSD. You spoke about volunteering, that we put in about 1,400 hours every single year. So that's through things like Volunteering Day. We have that, I suppose, at Brittany is a specific day we dedicate to going out in the locality and supporting charities and how we can. As well as other initiatives such as, for example, Junior Achievement Ireland, where you go out to local schools and you teach them about, I suppose, how science or how your professional role impacts the community. As well as that, I've undertaken several mentoring programs, so they are provided within the site through different initiatives and across the sites. So one of the most, I suppose, interesting mentoring programs that I've taken part in has been reverse mentoring. So this is kind of, it does what it says on the tin, right? So you have a classical mentoring relationship that's basically reversed. So in a situation where I usually would have been the mentee to a more senior leader who would be a mentor, that role is reversed, and I was the mentor to somebody in a more senior role. So it was a really, really interesting experience. The person I was partnered with was based in Korea as well, so it's not someone I would have worked with usually. So I suppose it also played into the whole aspect of the diversity, equity, and inclusion that we have across the company. You know, we get to work with an awful lot of different kinds of people, and it's just, I suppose, solidified for me the importance of DE&I for us in the site, but also in the company. So this was run as part of an employee business resource group. These are basically employee-led groups or communities, and they promote a diverse and inclusive environment on site and across the company. So I suppose just to name a couple of them that we have across the network, it's the Women's Network. So on that note, I'd like to congratulate everyone for International Women's Day. We have the Rainbow Alliance, and we have, for example, the Gen2Gen Network, but there's many more across the sites. Those are just, I suppose, to name a few. An awful lot of people put an awful lot of work into those, and it's primarily employees that would be running them. It's an awful lot of events ongoing on-site, off-site, virtually. It's a really great experience. And you have the opportunity to join those as well as join the committees that run them. So then, as part of, I suppose, the graduate program itself, I get to come to events like this. I get to, I suppose, tell you about my experience of the program, as well as going to other events such as the Knightbridge Careers Fair, which is on, I suppose, later on in the year, right? I get to interact with potential entrants to the graduate program. So if any of you are interested in applications, we get to chat to you about just before your application, before your interview process, you get to chat to some of the graduates, as I'm not the only person on site. There's several people taken in every year, and there's a great community of the graduates that are in the cycle for the 3-year program. And I suppose one of the other things as well to mention is that we have, as we have several graduates, we have a great community, like a sense of community. So we have like grad and intern days. So there's one of the pictures there. We have all the graduates and interns that we had for that year, and we also get to visit some of the other sites. There's 6 sites in Ireland that do manufacturing, and we get to visit some of them, which is a really great opportunity to meet other graduates. So I suppose kind of to tie it up in what I've learned, I feel like I've gone from a stage where I maybe didn't have any experience in the pharmaceutical industry to a point where I have a much better grasp of what it means to be in a GMP environment, what it means to have good documentation practices, and how to have them as the underpinnings of my everyday role. I've definitely improved my technical, analytical, and business knowledge, my understanding of what the company does, how the culture is integral to what we do, be it diversity, equity, and inclusion, or our corporate social responsibility through volunteering, how we impact the community around us as well. The focus on safety and the importance of it in everything we do. We have a motto on site, and that's safety first, quality always, and I suppose that stays with us all the time, every day. Building networks across the business, so I suppose I get to interact people in talent acquisition at events like this, and people in other sites and other functions like regulatory affairs, through events and through mentoring and volunteering, and then of course personal and professional development. So through the initiatives that you undertake on site and off site, you're encouraged to develop yourself, be it improving your skills and upskilling, doing new trainings, you're supported in the trainings that you do, or mentoring and volunteering and coaching. So there really is an awful lot to be said for the program, I suppose, as a whole. I've really, really enjoyed it so far. I'm about halfway through, a year and a half into it. I've had one rotation and half of another rotation, and I haven't decided where I'm going to be going next, but I have no doubt that I'm going to learn an awful lot more there, building on what I've already learned. And I suppose on that note, I'd just like to say thank you to all of you for listening. If you have any questions, Ian mentioned we'll be outside. If you want to ask us anything about the program, about our experience, what it's like to work, what's our everyday role like, we have no problem answering that. So thank you.